ように運のない男ね私が噂のヴァンパイアクイーン教会のハンターに負わされた傷もお前の血がイエスでしょう今日に何を嫌いなんて言われたことがなくて私を死ぬ前に描きたいってお前って画家なのDear the my love 私綺麗なの鏡に映らないこの身を見てみたいそんな願いがふっとよぎったの勘違いしないでいつでもクローゼロモデルってじっとしてなきゃダメくしゃみくらいはしてもいいのよねねえ私変な格好してない流行りの服とかよくわかんないんだけどお前が買ったこれちゃんと私に似合ってるんでしょうね寝癖ダメよ寝癖は描かなくていいわ高貴なヴァンパイアクイーンに寝癖はいらない何笑ってんのよ画家との日々はまあ悪くはなかったわそんな自分に戸惑って完成した絵みたいでも完成してほしくない過ぎ去る日に見出されて人と怪物だってことを時々忘れそうで一人でこれまでもこれからも私は許さまよう Dear the night I love 私強いの闇をした影の力でどうして振りほどけないの触らないで勘違いしないでデスククローゼル
よく描けているが罪深い絵だ我々は神の意向を称える芸術以外認めていないモデルとなった吸血鬼の居場所答えてもらう
教会の拷問にあった傷だらけのお前を抱く私を売れば命くらいダサかったはず勘違いしないで私はお前を殺すつもりだった勘違いさせないでこんな綺麗じゃないお前が残した絵の中で弱らに少女笑うこれがそのだ涙で崩れた私は何を甘いたら私強くないお前の描いたこの感情を窓から夜明けの照らし遠く隔て勘違いじゃなかった後世の思いだけ揺るいと絶賛
Today is a new day for Oceania 7K World Cup 2025. We're reaching the one of the most anticipated matches. We only have two matches in particular, which are going to be in the grand finals round, but we're now playing in the losers grand finals round now, and it's going to be China versus Philippines. The usual teams there have been in the podium for a lot of the times. And here we go. My name is Mifa, and I'll be joining here with Rave. How's your road going after last week's matches?
Well, it's been a week, and I'll just say that it's definitely been recovering quite well. At least to the point where I'm able to actually commentate this penultimate match of the 7K World Cup 2025. But this isn't the first time these two teams have faced off, because they actually faced off in the semi-finals upper bracket. It was a very close affair. It was 6-4 to China. So let's see if it will be any closer this time round. Hopefully in the favor of the Philippines if you're a Philippines fan. But also for China, they want to try and make it back to a grand finals Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. China has been they just shy of losing to a top 3 podium spot in like last year. I think it was against Philippines, and then it was that one pinnacle of the tiebreaker from like last year, which happens to be the case. But they are meeting instead to decide whether or not they get the second place or the third place. But we get to see how China's protecting straight away. EX1 Rice pick, mixed rice. Really, you would expect this to be, I guess, being played for very, very hardcore Rice players in particular. I guess Turks in this way. Yeah, you know what to expect against Philippines.
Yeah, this is a very bold protect from China as well, because Philippines have arguably one of the best like hard skill set players in Oji-san, aka Kura.
Yeah, and Philippines protecting long node 1. We are,
Yeah.
I guess, saying long node. Well, I guess long node wall wouldn't be wouldn't be that app description for what it is, but it's just the same thing. Except it's kind of indecipherable on what how to describe that pick in particular.
Yeah, no surprise that Philippines are going to be protecting an LLAN map, and LLAN 1 out of all of them as well. They are one of the most dominant LLAN teams throughout this entire World Cup thus far, and also beating out some of China's LLAN scores, so there we have it, and a Rise 4 ban from the Philippines.
Seems to be technical picks that are just wacky, and Philippines don't want. There's no point in even trying if China is very good at very wacky stuff that are just you're playing against something that are very BMS LR2 heavy. So China has that in the bag, while Philippines doesn't. But they're banning China's banning Hybrid 2, which the mini tiebreaker, which is arguably, well, not arguably, the shortest mini tiebreaker of all time, I think.
Very interesting. I know you can't really exactly compare Signol to last week's Hybrid 2, which was Horizon Blue, but China got first on Hybrid 2 last weekend, so very surprising to see them actually ban out Hybrid 2 this time out.
Oh yeah, I stand corrected. I forgot that the EX3 supposed to be the mini tiebreaker.
Oh,
this
yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah.
the technical one, so my apologies for just having it wrong. But China's going for the protect already. We're just entering the extreme picks, all the hardcore Rice picks right out of the gate.
Okay, very interesting. Because we are surely going to be seeing Oji-san in this, and probably Sunny?
Yeah, I believe Sunny would be the... actually, I mean, Arquin has been like okay so far on like the finals mixed Rice pick. I think, well, I mean, I guess not the Extreme 1 pick in particular, but just the easier one of the Rice picks. But yeah, OG-san, like you said, and Sani has been like performing extremely well in the finals. But can they really cope with the grand finals level? Since this one is just out of this world in terms of difficulty.
Yeah, that's for sure, but well, OG-san has a lot of familiarity with a grand finals map pool as a former World Cup champion, but they are going up against two formidable foes in Tyrix and AF. So it's probably going to be a battle of the bottom row against each other and the top row against each other.
Keep in mind that the extreme picks are about the same level as the tiebreakers, so having this pick just straight up making sure they have the best physicality as they can, it's just really a battle. And Chex was already like the first intro, having the first miss, but Sunny trades it out, surprisingly.
Yeah, and already went off the bat. No one in this lobby has 99%. We'll see if this continues forward into this map as AF picks up a couple of misses, trades it with Sunny, but AF picks up more misses and drops all the way down to 97, but Sunny drops down to 95. OG-san also drops combo, and wow, China are completely feasting on this at the moment.
No one's really handling this on. I mean nobody at the 98 except for Turks, which is at the staying behind at the low 98s there. Like, you can tell by these patterns alone, the stabs and just how dense these are from 203 BPM jacks. It just really goes to show why this is an extreme pick.
Yeah, this is a very rough start for Sunny, not even holding an S rank. They do manage to recover it, but they drop back down again with a couple of misses from OG, Sunny, and EF as well. Tyrix, though, completely holding up for China as they do find the combo break, but 26,000 points of a lead as everyone has their combos reset.
LR2 players have their benefits on playing some of the, some ST10, Stella 10 difficulty charts in the game in particular. And it really just a battle between, like you said, the bottom row and the top row. I mean, the top row there. But again, it's just really how dense this is. I really do not expect the Philippines to come back as, a lot of the density just comes into the stairs and just really, really abrasive transitions.
The jacks as well. Like, I saw OG-san miss on an L lane that ended with a jack. And the entire lobby has the combos reset, but this is definitely going to China now, as both of the China players' counterparts have safely beaten their Philippines opponents. And that is first blood to China.
These scores are exactly the kind of thing that you
Yeah,
you have to expect in every single extreme picks. Turks with a flat 98, the lowest being the 95 there. So we're entering the realm of not getting 99s anymore.
This might be a trend. We'll see. We'll see if the players can still keep up.
Because I'm wondering, because Philippines that their pick strategy has been picking all the extreme picks in like the last round. So China has picking one over their stead, but Philippines they might have to take a different approach maybe.
I think the approach is LN. Just LN.
But which LN? There's also the 4 LNs and there's also that one extreme 2 LN pick. Yeah, let's see, because Philippines have been performing fairly solid on the last round and picking all of the extreme picks in right out of the gate, but this is against China, which you kind of have to know that the pulls difficulty are skyrocketing. But they're going instead for the long note density pick. Well, density might sound like an oxymoron, but there you go.
Yeah, 10 BPM increase from last weekend's LN2, so this is 200 BPM, a very low 10 star rating. Typical LN map.
It's yeah, it's fairly low. I mean, I guess the whole long note pool is their lowest BPM is 200.
Which is
yeah, this is the lowest one, but this is also density, so this might favor a lot more physical long note players like Van Wilder, for example. Swapping in with AF was also swapping with Satori here, so I'm not sure.
Man, Van Wilder in a grand finals weekend.
Now we
one of the
should
oldest
see
players.
Van Wilder shine here.
Yeah, one of the oldest players in this World Cup, arguably maybe the oldest one this weekend. 34 years young, playing in a grand finals weekend.
Yeah, Van Wilder's appearance was like just right back in like 2015, and now just seeing right back in here for the 7K 2025. It's been 10 years.
It's been a long time. Satori and Oji-san both trade a couple of misses. Van Wilder will as well, so only Sunny remains, and that will be a lead to the Philippines right off the start.
Yeah, these are just very, very rough long note core stream. To some extent, it just releases at one point, but now Philippines take a slight lead. Well, I guess slightly now more of a lead because a lot of the China's misses are very rapidly increasing.
Yeah, but crucially, China is actually doing pretty well in the accuracy department, at least keeping it close with Philippines, who have found one miss from Sunny. But Oji-san completely crushing it at a moment, 99.4. Sunny find another miss though, keeping things interesting.
Still about 90. Oh, Satori, that's a whole half percent drop right over that one transition.
Yeah, 20,000 points of a lead, and Philippines might try to run away with it as Van Wilder finds a miss. Oji-san still holding on to incredible pace.
Yeah, these very easy to see why this has been well, not protected, but it's in a way it's just long note strengths in a nutshell, beating your opponent to submission.
Yeah, Philippines are the dominant LN team in this entire tournament, and this is why.
Like even with this kind of long note course transitions, and now there's one miss from Oji-san right there, but it's completely traded out by China's misses have been very messy.
Yeah, and it's already 50,000 points of a lead. Just because both Philippines players have been able to hold strongly on their own. More importantly, OG-san with like a 20,000 point lead over anyone else in the lobby.
Yeah, again, like I said before, we're only seeing 98s here, except for one, which, you know, by
Wow.
not 98 being mid 99s here, which OG-san seems to be the cake of the MVP, and, you know, 978k on the grand finals pick, that's not okay, dude.
That is not 32 200s as well. And by far the best ratio.
Okay, so Satori is not too far behind on the 200 count there. 70,
But look at the
only 70.
misses!
Yeah, the misses have been clean, but there are multiples of them that are coming in rapid succession. But again, this is really, really hard for China to make sure that they have a point for long note picks. They have a lot of things to go for it, because Extreme 1 is working very well in their favor just to tilt your opponent to the more physical side.
Yeah, we're probably going to be seeing a battle of Lice and LN. And I'm very sure China are going to be sticking with that theme.
The only thing that is very, very up in the air is just the core jack pick. Like Aihana, like 140 BPM, it's just up in the air whether or not Sunny's able to do so, and AF being able to do so as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like a risk to take. It's like you want to try and completely
1 or 5.
crush your
1 or
opponent.
5.
1 or 5? 1.
Oh,
okay.
stream pick. Stream pick. Alright. Delay. We're going delays now.
Okay, well, 220 BPM. Fast, sweepy dump map.
220 BPM, that is very variable type of delay. There's some 1.8s, there's some 110s, and there's also some 1.7s that are just very abrasive. Which I believe should be equivalent to 550 BPM at most.
550 BPM. We're actually going to be seeing Aquin for the first time.
I mean, Arquin should be relatively fine. They have been playing a lot of the speedier picks, I guess, for a good majority of the tournament.
Another one of the boomers, you would say, like Van Wilder, has been playing for a very long time.
So you're saying Arquin is more boomer?
Maybe not in age, but maybe in experience.
That's fair, I guess. I mean, sure, you can count it that way, but it's really just accounts to how rough these patterns are, dude. Like 1.8 and then one slipping in 110 in particular. Everyone's coming fairly well so far, I guess.
Yeah, but how long would that last, as AF will be the first one to actually pick up a couple of misses? Is this actually going to swing it back to the Philippines? Because accuracy game is still favoring China by a little bit, as Aquin will find that trade and give the lead back to China as OG-san falls.
Yeah, it's really not looking superbly well for Philippines there. I guess, I mean, the patterns are just really just look at that sweep. It's just really fast, and it's really not helping for the Philippines' cause here. Turks is doing all they can to carry, but again, they have to. AF also has to keep up with it as well.
It's AF keeping up with China and Aquin keeping up with the Philippines. This is going to be the main important factor. I think both players of Tyrex and OG-san are going to do relatively okay. But yeah, Aquin with a couple of misses themselves. This lead is going to go towards China. Maybe not with AF, but Aquin will also trade it. Yeah,
these are getting more abrasive.
Yeah, non-stop sweeps. OG-san finds a miss there. Tyrex still holding on to 2.2k.
I mean, I guess there's also the second half of it, which I would mind you, this is almost 3 minutes, so you kind of have to endure a lot of them.
Yeah, but so far so good for China. AF is definitely holding on better than Aquin. And Tyrex is just completely beating OG-san in the moment.
That's a messy one. I believe the OG-san dropped like 3 or 4 nodes in succession there. Yeah. One of the tail patterns.
Dropping out of the 99% as well. There is a small break section here just to kind of rest your fingers a little bit, but after this point onward, here we go.
Yeah, it's just really mesmerizing to see how the grand finals level, players are just really stepping up to their plate. But you know, when the lead is already this big, you kind of have to wonder that Turks is missing that full combo right at the last quarter of it. But that lead is actually shrinking quite a bit. AM
Wait.
multiple misses.
Wait, this is actually shrinking a lot faster than I thought. It's only 20,000 points. There is a couple of the map left. I don't think Philippines have enough time to drag it back. Can they actually? There's no way. It's 10,000 points now.
Arquid's accuracy is going much lower though, but even they're still holding the combo. But it's still just
Wow.
these sounds, these delay sounds that are goes to nothing. But it's the lead's cut down to 9,000 now.
Wow, that just cut down out of nowhere. It just seemed like AF combo broke a lot. Arquin held on to combo, and suddenly Philippines from losing by like 50,000 points to just 9,000.
Yeah, the miscount is really what really just cuts down the lead by so much. 27 misses by the sheer ending alone, I would say.
Yeah, but an MVP performance from Turks as well. 974k, just 2 misses away from the PFC. Really impressive.
Yeah, this is looking kind of sketchy for this pick, but I would say it's understandable that they want to go that way. So I'm wondering if court streams in particular, you know, China has to step up their game in court streams.
Yeah, it's the risk that China have to make because Turks is completely destroying these maps, but then you have the second player, it could be AF, it could be someone else, perhaps falling off a little bit, and then you have to kind of compromise, and that's kind of giving China these leads, but not comfortable leads.
Philippines still has quite a bit to go after that long node density pick that we saw earlier, and now we're going to a much longer marathon.
Okay, we're still sticking with the Rise and LN battle
Also,
here. As Philippines.
yeah.
LN
Also,
3.
another 10, almost well, I guess in one cases this is a marathon, so everyone's really happy when they see a whole long marathon for a long node map, because after all this time, mini tiebreak is supposed to be the longest one.
Yeah, this one's 4 minutes of LN consistency. So we will see Sunny in, we will see Van Wilder in as well for China, as is Satori.
4 minutes of long node consistency for all these players, but to us it's 4 minutes of just unreadable patterns.
Yeah. Oh, it is Grand Finals pool after all, so we gotta test these players to their limits.
I mean, luckily this is supposed to be like the easier of the long node picks, but there's still a marathon. You have to endure quite a bit of the stamina.
In comparison, yeah. So already some trades between Van Wilder and Sunny. And because Van Wilder has hit more than Sunny, we'll give this lead to the Philippines for the time being.
Van Wilder seems to be like kind of releasing a little bit earlier than you normally expect him to release, but maybe the lead's still staying around there somewhere. But Sunny has also trading that out in the misses, not necessarily the accuracy.
Yeah, it's actually Satori just barely beating out OG Sun in accuracy, but Van Wilder picking up another miss. That's gonna contribute to Philippines' lead at the moment.
Yeah, these long nodes are not that any easier than the long node pick we saw before. It's just there's more of it in like the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, the amount of focus that you need to have in this
Oh,
map
wow.
as both China players drop.
Yeah, the S pattern, the alternating outer column LN that are really not helping China's cause there. But accuracy is still staying afloat for the most part, but it's just a battle between Van Wilder and Sunny for most of it.
Yeah, and Sunny is beating out their counterpart by a couple thousand points as Satori finds another miss and dips their accuracy under OG Sun for the first time in this map. And Philippines have a 5-digit lead now.
Yeah, 5-digit lead is still quite a good lead so far because it's becoming a marathon of all things, and OG Sun's very comfortable with this. It seems like holding to 5k combo like no, well I guess not anymore. Well, there you go.
It had
Just
to happen.
just nonchalantly, just mentioning people's name, and then it happens.
Crucially, Oji-san still has 99.5%. It was a very clean miss. Philippines still have a 12,000 point lead, and it will grow as Van Wilder picks up a couple of misses.
Oh wow, yeah, the
Wow.
releases for Satori is not handling this very well. I saw just letting go of the supposedly all the releases there.
Yeah, some time to recover here for all players in the lobby.
Yeah, still all the 99s except I guess Van Wilder's just a little bit under there, but it's still more of these for the next, what, 1.5 minute to go?
Yeah, I think so. This map's pretty long, if you can't tell already. Sunny picks up the first miss in a while, but trades it with Satori.
Yeah, it's just every time except for trading misses all around. It's just the top row and now Van Wilder's shining at the combo a lot more, which Oji-san picks up very relatively quickly.
Yeah, it just seems like every time the lead wants to go back to China, China just find a trade back. So the lead's still 15,000 points, but there you go, Van Wilder picks up a miss, and now the lead is slowly going towards Philippines again.
Now at the 99s. Well,
Oh, no.
I guess still 99 range, but there's one more minute to go. It can potentially swing if the Philippines have a massive miss rate out of nowhere.
Yeah, and the Philippines can try and run away with it from here. Satori picks up a few more misses. Oji-san, after picking up that miss in the middle, they do not seem to want to drop any more as Sunny finds a miss again, but yeah, both China players dropping again. This should be Philippines now.
Every time the miss happens for China, it's always of the non-focused core stream. It's just the one pattern that stood out most of the time, and then they drop more of it. Like these bursts in particular has not been faring well for China. Looks like the lead's gonna grow to Philippines, and the Philippines has this in the bag.
Oji-san finally drops their 6,000 combo. We're not mad at all. Philippines take a second point on the board. But what is that performance from Oji-san? 980k!
So far, we've seen 5,000 and 6,000 combo from Oji-san. So the miss has been like cut straight up, like 3 misses like that. Just okay, sure.
That is double the next highest combo, which is crazy.
So yeah, we've seen 5,000 and 6,000. So the miss in between has been like 1 miss after the 5,000 and then 2 misses after the 6,000.
Yeah, and that's it. That is all they missed.
Very good pick there for Philippines. That's a very good call, especially. But Shadow-kun starting to pick up for the Philippines. I'm wondering what China's gonna go with that.
Wait. I actually have not seen Shadow-kun in the lobby in a while.
Yeah, their last appearance has been in the quarterfinals. Oh, okay, they're going for the, I guess, in a way, quote unquote. I'm not quote unquote, but this is the less, I guess, easier Extreme 1 pick.
Yep, so we go from consistency to consistency. We had Ellen consistency, now we have Rice consistency. And I don't think Shadow-kun's gonna be playing this. Arquin is immediately slotted back in.
This can be dangerous whether or not you're looking at it, because Extreme 1 has been fairly convincingly. This is just easier Extreme 1 pick, which Arquin should be able to handle most of the patterns in these.
Yeah, we'll see if the Philippines can try and secure the first breakpoint of the match, or if China will continue this Rice streak. They were close on Rice 1. Let's see how close they might get on Rice 5. Abrasive patterns at the start will cost Arquin's combo though, and accuracy as well, dipping them under 99. So this gives a very slight advantage to China. That's another one to follow from Arquin. Already right off the gate. So China will be handed this lead on a plate. And Arkwin finds a couple more misses. AF will trade it back though. AF will now dip below 99%. It's just the top row missing. Bottom row, no misses just yet. And the slowdown. We go into some jacks. So you would think that these players would try and gain some accuracy over here, but you will also need to be very careful managing your stamina for 4 minutes as Arkwin finds a miss in this section. Seems like T-Rex is actually beating out OG-san in the bottom row. Picks up an accuracy drop, but Arkwin will find some misses themselves. And AF has also stabilized their accuracy back up to 99%, so 15,000 points to the good. Top row both missing. Still safe haven for the players on the bottom row. But Arkwin is just not having fun with these sweeps, dipping them down to 97.6. And that's the bulk of this lead to China.
Yeah, quite a decent lead they got there for AF holding on at least a whole percent ahead of Arkwin there, but Turks finally missing out the full combo. Only OG-san, which is supposed to have the full combo, but that accuracy difference between AF and Arkwin is a whole percent ahead almost.
Yeah, it is night and day in the top row. AF will find a miss, but it is still a large gap between those two players. T-Rex is doing very well to match with OG-san, so like I said just now, the bulk of this lead is just from AF and Arkwin.
If AFC has to keep continuing missing like this, it might actually just shift the lead back, regardless of the accuracy here. But yeah, actually just trading in between because of the court stream and one of the wackier bursts like that.
Also, OG-san picking up a little bit of an accuracy drop. T-Rex is actually beating out OG-san because of that. But yeah, Arkwin is just not finding fun here.
Yo, that's nasty for 7-7 court descending there.
Yeah, and both players on the bottom row drop.
Understandably so. That pattern transition is rough.
But yeah, 20,000 points to China. So far, so good. But anything can still happen towards the end. Arkwin will find another miss.
Arkwin seems to be running out of steam here because the accuracy is trying to dip down to below 97. AF is also below the 98s there, but now actually the lead gonna start to cut off a little bit there.
Yeah, but Arkwin does find another miss traded with AF. Accuracies now between both AF and Arkwin are slowly merging towards each other.
Yeah, these patterns are just much hard to decipher too, and OG-san's taking the bulk of the miss on the one of that transitions here. Only Trick is just still staying afloat here.
Yeah, but I also feel like T-Rex and AF have just done maybe enough. 28,000 points, 30,000 as Arkwin finds a flurry of misses here in these sweeps, dipping them down below 97%. This might be it. This might be the third for China.
Yeah, looking fairly, actually decent pick so far, even after like the extreme pick we've seen earlier, but I believe there's also like one miss from Turks? Because that one transition alone that catches OG-san and Turks, maybe.
Maybe. Let's not call things till the map is over. But I think it is. Wow.
It's actually maybe two miss that I think about it, but yeah, that's two miss there. Wow, that's actually interesting because this kind of dynamic in this match has been mostly the top row versus the bottom row.
Yeah. It is basically like T-Rex being like the best Rice player of China and then OG-san just being the best player of Philippines by far.
Now this might actually be a very good thing for China since they all have the time and all fun and games with the 3 Rice picks remaining.
Yep, but LN 1 and LN 4 open for the Philippines. Let's see if Philippines are intrigued to continue their LN mapping streak.
I mean, hopefully it should be longer than 1, right? They have to play their protect in some way or another. But there's also the concern that China's players on long node 1 have been very good. Yeah, okay, so we're seeing that long node 1 protect for the Philippines here. This might be on gray area, I think.
Yeah, because Satori is like really good at inverse. It's Ben Wilder that actually falls off a little bit. And for Philippines,
It's also a
true-
different, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a different pick from like the other long no picks we've seen so far.
Yeah.
It's just straight up Alan Wall court stream kinda.
Having to read LN Wall hot stream inverse is going to be a testament to these players for just a 2 minutes map. So very little room for error.
Yeah, for those people who are wondering why we call as such like long node walls in their core stream, it's because you're reading negative spaces in order to actually read through all of the stuff that you see on the screen, which the good thing about when you are very adept at long nodes in particular, you might encounter some like long node walls like we talked about earlier. You just kind of have to read negative space, which easier said than done.
Yeah, it's making sure that you're reading that empty space, having to let go of the appropriate key and then pressing it down again. And when you have to do that for 7 different keys, it can be a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I guess 7 key makes a whole thing so much different than
Yeah.
I guess in 4 key, because 4 key you kind of have to you have the avenue to making sure that you hit and release them properly, but coordination matters a lot here too. So there you go.
Already an opening miss from Oji-san. It shouldn't affect them too much because it is right at the start.
Yeah, most of the time you're just gonna be a lot of negative space reading. China with well, not a lead, but it's still like it's just really just tug of war in between. But now there's a miss. Actually, both of them miss from China. Philippines has a 5-digit lead already.
Yeah, it was a seesaw and then the seesaw broke. It's now Philippines by 17,000 points in a flash.
Oji-san, after their very early miss, recovered to just be almost rivaling with their own teammate.
Yeah, actually beating out Sunny in accuracy now. And Sunny finding the miss. Straight to Brian Wilder.
Yeah, it's just mostly trading one after the other. So this is a common occurrence there for most of the match going forward.
Yeah, it seems like all the players dropping there except for OG-san, Satori, and Ben Harley.
Yeah.
Another drop.
Yeah, I forgot about the slight offset chords there. Satori does not liking that, and you can already see more drops coming from Satori's side because of that offset chords.
I'm just in awe at OG-san's accuracy still. Keeping on to the 99.4. Basically just giving Philippines his lead.
Reverse choke most likely, which is a shame, but that it happens.
We still got a little bit more of this map. Yeah.
In an alternate universe that OG-san had a full combo all the way through, this score might not happen.
Jeez, whoa, reverse.
That's a reverse choke.
What?
Okay, dude.
And it wasn't
that's
even
a slider break
miss, it was
too.
a slider break. What on earth? Grand Finals pool, by the way.
I count that as a full combo, so yeah, congratulations over there. But
Close our eyes.
a very, very good protect there. I mean, again, this is very clear to see why they protected it. Now it's still on 3-3, and I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, okay, there you go.
Oh, this match is far from over.
We're not gonna be seeing that. We're not gonna be seeing that victory screen there.
No one has a victory. It is 3-3. We are far from a victory.
Not sure if that's thing in the script that they're mixing up a clear full combo on a grand finals pick, but it happens.
Whoever FCs a map in this match just gets the victory immediately.
So you're saying a full combo is basically a sudden death?
Sudden death, yeah. But what happens if both teams have an FC first? Like, both teams win.
Well, the higher score wins.
The higher score wins.
I mean, duh. Okay, core check time, huh? Okay.
Oh my gosh. Alright.
Alright, we're gonna be seeing, I guess, Sunny for Philippines, because Sunny's been playing core checks for most of the time. Yeah.
It should be OG-san Sani and then Turks AF.
I mean, China has been kind of just all the way through for all the rice picks have been AM and Turks. It's just
Yep.
all the way.
So it's going to be the same situation as pretty much every single rice pick we've seen so far. It's just going to be Turks versus OG-san and then AF versus Sunny.
Again, like we said at the very start, the dynamic has been top row versus bottom row.
Yep. Oh, but we do see a mirror from Turks.
Yeah, maybe there are some hand bias patterns within there, which are very understandable why Turks does not liking that bias. But let's see if that actually alleviates the problem of the patterns in here. What I'm concerned about is the top row.
Yeah, with how hot jet maps can go, we're bound to see.
No,
some
we're
crazy
not
judgments.
we're not gonna be seeing ratios here. It's just a matter of reading and just comboing all the way through.
Yeah, but also the fact that if you combo break, it can be really bad, because you might tank a lot. And OG's
Oh,
a
that's-
clean one.
No 50 still, but it's chaining back and forth. Sonny though, very bad chaining there.
Yeah, AF as well.
Okay, 7 key chords coming in this, which should supposedly easier, but again, you have to contend with other things that are just anchored forward here.
Oh my gosh, AF actually dropped quite a bit of accuracy,
Oh,
but
Sunny.
Sunny as well, yeah.
Top row, once again, we already seen that it's always been the top row and the bottom row dynamic here.
Gosh, this is gonna be so nervy though. Sunny will find another miss. Turks still holding on to China, that is what gives them this lead. We're halfway
This is
through.
your only break.
Yeah. This is your only rest point. Cherish it.
Once you get to after the break, once you get started, there's no point in turning back. You have to commit to it.
So yeah, both China players beating out their counterparts, but we're gonna pick up that court jet pace again. And we're not going to stop.
Once we get into this this little bit, and once we get into more of these stuff, same stuff again, and the anchor starts to ramp up.
Yeah, and OG-san and Sunny both find misses again.
Wow.
AF has recovered to 99.
Now these people are losing their marbles over these 7 key chords here. AM is actually recovering quite nicely, even we're seeing a miss here, but Sunny dropped to below 98s now,
Yeah.
and this lead balloons up really quickly.
Wow, that is Turks signing the signature on this contract of a 4th point to China.
That is a full combo too. That is
That is
very
NXT.
insane. 250s. That's a bad chaining still, but keep the full combo afloat, which is very, very beneficial there. 4-3 now, and
PB?
Philippines are gonna have to respond. Oh wow, okay, that's a personal best for Turks apparently.
Wow.
So that's much needed there for a personal best, but I mean the lead is still like 70,000 points,
Yeah.
which is very decisive.
It wouldn't have mattered even if Turks didn't PB.
Now Turks has to do that for the other 2 rice picks to PB then.
Oh boy, well... That if, to force tiebreaker, but also... We will have to see if, China's L-LAN players can try and snip a breakpoint on Philippines to avoid that situation. Because right now, there have been no breakpoints. Philippines have been able to win their L-LAN picks. There's only one left though.
Here's the point that I want to make, since that we're at a point that Philippines is now running out of picks, which are out of thin air. Maybe the Extreme 2 pick has to be picked at some point.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's the only long note pick after the after LN4, which is their pick now.
So yeah, L-LAN
gonna be-
4, yeah, the L-LAN pool completely exhausted now.
Yeah, this is their last long note pick outside of the Extreme long note pick. So might be careful, since Philippines have to play it smart, because there's only one other long note pick remaining after this. Which, you know, this pick in particular is favoring them very well. But again, maybe the physicality might have reached its breaking point once we get into the extreme long note pick later on. But after that, it's just all systems go. Now we're seeing Satori and Van Wilder back in for China, which is to nobody's surprise because China has been playing most for Satori and Van Wilder for all the long-lived picks. And Philippines also saying the same with Sunny and Oji-san, but it seems like Oji-san needs to be reconnected back into the lobby.
If what I'm reading in chat is actually correct, Oji-san might have been doing something else.
Alright, no, it's not gonna be Shadow-kun. I refuse to believe that.
Not at a crucial map pick, yeah.
They have other things to do. I mean, I respect the hustle of doing gacha game dailies, but you know, it's all right. It sometimes can comes in a pinch.
Okay. L-Lane coordination.
This might be one of the things that Philippines really also excel at in terms of coordination, because I mean, well, I guess I have to correct myself that this is the lowest BPM along the pig, which is not saying much.
Yeah, 150 BPM.
150 of just either you release your figure correctly or you lose, basically.
Yeah, and you can lose cleanly or you can lose very messily.
We're at a point that they can lose their marbles if you're releasing and just bad chaining on the releases.
Yeah, that is what Grand Finals pool can do to you.
Okay, we're at a point where the releases are now starting to favor for Philippines because Van Wilder releasing a bit too early.
I'm watching Sunny though. But Sunny's also slowly dropping accuracy, but Satori will be the first one to miss.
Satori has been missing on most of the transitions, it seems like, from every single long-note pick so far.
Yeah, kind of anticipating the transition and then maybe overcooking it.
Like all of the times, yeah. Oji-san actually dropping... Huh. Well, only Sunny's left now in the lobby that has the full combo.
Satori chain misses though, and Sunny,
never mind.
there it goes.
Lead's still not favorable too much to the Philippines.
Yeah, 7,000 points of a lead is almost nothing if China can hold on.
Yeah, still staying around somewhere in the realm of 7,000 to 8,000 points, which understandably so because releasing long notes with the I guess slowly extended releases, I might add.
And these chord patterns you're catching Van Wilder.
Again, what I said earlier about the slightly extended long note releases there, it really catches Van Wilder and not really liking about releasing it too early.
Yeah, both players at the bottom row will find misses around the same time. But their accuracy game is heavy favored to Philippines as Satori misses, dipping them down below 99 for 20,000 points.
We're at a 20,000 point lead now, which is a sizable one for now for the Philippines.
Yeah, way sizable than the 7,000 point lead that we saw just now. Now it's actually grown to 30,000. Sunny will bring that one back down, but Satori trades it back. 30,000 points of a lead reinstated, and Oji-san just, yeah, holding the torch.
Yeah, 99. Yeah, 99 there still across every single other players in the lobby, which struggling to get a hold of the 99 here. Van Wilder is at a mid 98 here, which supposedly that's all the difference comes in.
Yeah, these are not bad scores from China. It's just that you're going up against the monster, the powerhouse of Philippines LN. And there's pretty much no way back now for China. 38,000 points, we have a couple more seconds left in the map.
Yeah, this is only this one level, and the last stretch of it just really comes down to that ending. And again, we're now best of 5 now. Philippines have to be really careful with their next pick.
I mean, there's like realistically only one pick left for them, which would be Distorted Fate.
Yeah, that's the other long note pick that I talked about earlier, which when the physicality reaches breaking point,
Yeah.
I'm afraid that China will be able to capitalize over the physicality differences.
I think the good thing so far is that Philippines have been able to take all of their LN maps by a good margin, where they can maybe feel comfortable with just going with EX2 afterwards. After this rise
Oh, wow.
pick.
The speed hell of 7 key, not timing hell because that's in 4 key, but regardless, speed hell. What I mean by speed hell is that 282 faster core stream.
Oh god, these players have been playing, well, not 8 maps straight, but quite long already. Well, OG-san probably 8 maps straight. And you're going to 282 BPM, 3.5 minute long court stream. This is very stamina draining.
Also, yeah, it's also 3.5 minutes, which there are some breathing room in here, but you really don't get much of a break once you get into the more core stream types of things.
Yeah, this might be quite yikes for the Philippines, and I'm not saying it because OG-san has played like every single
And
map
I'm not
so far.
sure that concerns most of the Philippines because Arkwin is now playing instead
Yeah.
of Sunny in this case.
And also, can Arkwin keep up as well? That's a couple of answers, as Arkwin will be the first to fall in this intro. Race with AF. A couple of drops from AF actually, so keeping this lead a bit more close than expected. And Turk's actually beating out OG-san on accuracy, well, not for long.
Yeah, Lee's still just staying around there somewhere, but again, we're not even in the quarters yet.
First call was actually, and Arkwin will be the first to fall in this section, and OG-san as well. Oof.
Yeah, it's just really rough to consider that you have to keep doing like this for the next 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, and the fact that Turks has been able to be able to rest between maps, because during the LN maps, they can just rest Turks and AF and just bring in their LN roster.
Yeah, the stop and go motion of this kind of core stream is really what really kills your stamina, because you're worrying about the transitions more than just the core stream alone.
Arkwin will fall again. The lead will continue to go towards China again. And it might be a sizable one right at the halfway point as AF drops though. Now Arkwin and OG-san both traded back.
Okay, so there's still like 98 and 97. Again, top row versus bottom row. That's what I've been saying at the very start of it. But bottom left doesn't really want to just, you know. This guy is just like the true SC10 player.
Halfway through the map, no signs of stopping. Arkwin will be stopped by some of these streams again as AF trades it back. But yeah, 32,000 points of the lead. And if this continues, but if AF actually picks up more misses but trades with OG-san.
Yeah, still like 30,000 point of lead, which is massive considering all of the things that these patterns really give it to you.
Yeah, the fact that AF is like picking all of these misses left and right, and there's still a very comfortable lead to China till it's finally just PFC. But like, there's like so much breathing space now, 33,000 points.
And now it gets denser in the core stream, which I would remind you that it gets really draining once you get into it, and Arkwin seems to really taking most of the hits there.
Philippines actually just like, they are feeling the burn now. OG-san might drop off the 99% if they're not careful.
And AF is also trying to slip away with the 98 there, trying to drop the under there, and there you go, it's the drop under there, but it's just, again, like I said, Arkwin is now probably losing the 97 here, looks like, because multiple misses chaining here, back and forth.
Yeah, and OG-san's outside of the 99%, a very rare instance we see OG-san out of the 99, Turks to find another miss, so that makes it 2 for them in this entire map. But this is once again another decisive point to China.
it is still quite a little bit. Okay, this might be one of the picks that I can see why China has been hesitant to pick this against Philippines because they do not know their speed, the core stream by itself really holding on to them. But again, you know, there's only one rice maker remaining for China, so they are, if they play their cards right, they are guaranteed to a tiebreaker.
That is definite. And now Philippines, will you go for EX2 or will you throw a curveball? In what has been a back and forth match.
This could also be interesting because I'm not sure who takes mini tiebreaker, Extreme 3 pick. I'm not sure.
Oh boy. If we do have to go there, yeah, I'm not too sure either.
Because all the talks that we've seen about Rise versus LN, we haven't talked about the hybrids, which, you know, being hybrids 2 being banned by China, you kind of have to think because Philippines will absolutely go ham on the hybrid. But Extreme 3? The mini tiebreaker hybrid? Maybe not so much, I think.
Okay, they are going to stick with
okay.
the script. EX2, this is the last LN dominant map.
After that, it's just a battle of best of 3 if they win this.
Yeah, granted if they win this.
Van Wilder playing and Turks.
Will it actually be Turks?
Will it actually? I mean, because Satori... Actually, this might be a good time for Turks to play in this because Satori is not very comfortable on most of the physical side of the pool, and the most physical one is along the density, which arguably is just along the core stream dense and just burst in between. This is just more than just those two patterns, or the two types of along the patterns.
Yeah. You are going to be tested so much more. And you're not going to have a lot of time to rest either.
Yeah, this is also 3.5 minutes. We're actually at a point that the grand final score is just averaging like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and these players, man.
Okay, I mean, I might be saying this wrong, but averaging 3 minutes and the build up into a 9-minute tiebreaker. That sounds like a thing to me.
It's a possibility. 5-4. But if we do want to go all the way, Philippines, this is a must-win.
Yeah, the intro doesn't seem to be faring fairly well for China, but recovering very fast. But I guess Van Wilder takes the first miss on the side, so Philippines has the edge over something that is just not the patterns by itself. But there's a miss with Turks there.
Yeah, and Philippines already leading on the accuracy game as well. By a margin, actually.
Yeah, already a 5-digit lead straight up, but Sunny actually taking the first miss now. Accuracy is still staying at the 99s here, which should be a very good thing for the Philippines.
Yeah, this lead dropping down to 8,000 points. It is starting to get a little bit uncomfortable for the Philippines if China can still hold on to their players. But Turks will find the next miss, as is Van Wilder, and that's a 5-digit lead to the Philippines.
Very complicated stuff for along those, really taking hits, multiple hits from Van Wilder there, straying at the low 98.
Yeah, and here's a rest section.
Now we're at a point that it's very comfortable for Philippines to get some, I guess, you know, some breaks in between your miscounts. Because so far, the only one's not missing is Oji-san.
Yeah, some breathing space, I would say, for these players to kind of relax a little bit more and then lock in again. But so far so good. Turks and Sunny will both trade, but 30,000 points to the good for the Philippines is what they definitely love to see at this halfway point.
Yeah, these patterns are just getting more and more absurd with the delay-ish patterns.
What on earth is OG-san doing?
I'm not saying a word.
I mean, we're seeing like everyone else in the lobby just completely combo break. No one else has 99%. And if that's going to continue, then Philippines will run away with it.
This time Turks is just matching Sunny just barely, but Van Wilder seems to be taking most of the heavy damage on their side. Again, like I said, the dynamic is actually kind of sort of broken, but it's understandable because this kind of physicality, it really hits his breaking point.
Yeah, and somewhat of a rest section, maybe not. Because it's inverse and Sunny will fall there.
Oh, okay. It's really good to release early because that kind of LM wall is just really hard to manage. And Van Wilder takes multiple mistakes. And there he goes, the full combo from OG-san right at the very end because it's really absurd.
Yeah, everyone just completely capitulating. OG-san dropped from a 99.1 to a 98.6. Everyone is just dying to these patterns and for a very good reason.
Turks fell off really hard to 98.7 to 98 flat.
Insane.
Might have column locked somewhere around there, but again, 46,000 Philippines lead. Best of 3. Look at that. Just
best
how
of 3.
Absurd those scores are.
Yeah, Sunny was actually just a few thousand points above Van Wilder and Turks, but OG-san, a mountain above everyone else. And just like against Japan, Philippines have made this a best of 3. And now it's gonna be a single map shootout for both of these teams. Surely it's gonna be Rise 2 for China, and then it's going to be a question mark for the Philippines.
I'm kinda wondering that if Philippines sticking with their extreme picks, you know,
oh gosh, EX3?
China, yeah, since like the physicality is really helping Philippines afloat in the hybrids, and now Turks is picking that last Fremont pick.
It had to be.
It had to be, but this is also 220-ish BPM, if I'm not mistaken, or 215, I guess.
15,
but
yeah.
As it stands, though, this is the sort of the BMS core stream, which you might equate it to just some sort of like bracketing. And quite a bit of a shout out as well, because the song is also featured in like what, JSoft 2, like Leo 137, the same Mania pack that is.
Very popular song in the PSRG. But yeah, if we're just going to be looking at scores on paper, China should have this in the bag. Mostly because of the dynamic that we have already discussed since the start of this match, where Turks is able to be slightly ahead of OG-san and AF being ahead of Sunny.
Yeah, we'll see. This is really a make or break.
Yes, if China give this up, that's really bad. But we'll see. We'll see.
Why then? So you really have to nail some of the patterns correctly, or else you're just gonna be in danger.
And Sunny will be the first one to fall again.
Oh wow, that's a 98 and a straight up on the pattern. But AF trades it out there, but like I said, like we said thousands of times, top row and bottom row.
Yeah.
That's what you have to need to look at.
Oh, but 2 is a 4!
Oh, Turks!
Oh, that's important. That's a very important miss for the Philippines. Okay, a lead to the Philippines.
You kind of don't want to rest on that one player drop there. Sunny have to making sure they do not miss on the next sections here.
Yeah, because right now OG-san's beating out Turks. AF is beating out Sunny, so Sunny has to be the one to hold on, but AF will fall! And Sunny will be trading back.
Sunny?
Philippines, the lead is slowly falling out!
Turks recovering quite nicely after that drop there, but Sunny is losing their marbles here to drop to the 98 flat.
Oh no. The stamina game might be getting to them. OG-san's not having a problem, but Sunny is finding multiple. The bracketing getting to both players at the top row. AF actually picking up quite a hefty miss. So this lead will shrink down to 5,000 points.
Oh my god.
Turks is holding on quite well in terms of accuracy, almost matching OG-san. AF and Sunny both great.
Oh.
Turks go!
Oh my god, this is
Lead
actually
to
going to
Philippines.
6,000 lead. Sunny, they did not have to drop the ball here. We're at
Oh, no.
we're at last stretch.
And Sunny, hold on. The stamina starting to give
Oh,
way.
no, Sunny!
Sunny will miss again though. But AF will trade it back. How much time is there left?
Sunny.
But
Oh no,
Sunny
the
will drop
bracketing.
the ball. The bracket.
Oh my god,
Too much for Sunny.
8,000. 650. That's an 11,200 full
Oh.
combo there for Kura, but it was not
Oh my
enough.
gosh.
Sunny take way too many damage at the end there, and that's still a point for China winning their own pick. But Philippines now will have to decide in between the hybrid or the extreme hybrid.
Oh my gosh. And you'll have like almost no time to rest between this and the next map unless they go for a timeout. That was an unbelievable MVP performance from Oji-san, and it is still not enough. Sunny just breaking down towards the end just a bit too much compared to their counterpart in AF, and AF was able to hold on just a bit more. And crucially, China have this point, a match point.
Is it coming true to get a tiebreaker, or it becomes an absolute evil to do so?
Oh boy. How important is this next pick going to be? Probably unthinkable.
I guess you might have missed the thing there, but that's okay. But
Oh well, I
this
mean,
is really rough.
I mean, if they do pick it, then yeah, they are not.
Oh, they are not. They are resting on it. They're not gonna go ham on the extreme pick and saving for the last for the tiebreaker, I feel.
Yeah, I can kind of see why.
Absolute evil is going to be ignored. Dark Avatar
Oh,
beam.
boy.
Kura's complaining about the jacks on the core stream. Alright, this is the make or break. Van
This is
Wilder
it.
staying in. I'm not sure, but we're gonna you have to work with what they got. Question is, are they gonna get this or not? Run your support for both of these teams. They really need that 9-minute tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker is in the hands of if Philippines can win this map. If Oji-san and Sunny can pull through against Turks and Van Wilder. Here we go, we have 2.5 minutes to decide their fate. Gosh, can you imagine if Philippines do it again?
I do not want to think.
I do
My
not
head
want to
is
think
empty.
either.
My head is empty.
Oh gosh, my heart is not empty though, it is racing, and I can't imagine how much faster it's racing for all four of these players, as Van Wilder will be the first to fall for China in this lobby.
Yeah, it's just like I do not want to say because it's getting repetitive. Top row versus
It
bottom
is.
row. There you go.
It has been getting repetitive, but it is going to be more crucial than ever before, as Sunny will find a couple of accuracy drops there. Tirix will trade, but Sunny, that's a messy
Sunny.
drop. Very messy drop from them, but both China players.
Turks is actually kind of losing a little bit there on the tail end of the pattern. Kura is just making sure they have the absolute carry to the Philippines.
How much more can they carry though? Oh my
Again,
gosh.
top row versus bottom row.
It is just Oji-san. Just like last weekend, doing what they do best. Completely crushing maps. Tirix trades with Sunny.
Letting the 5-digit lead.
It is 5-digit, but how long can that last? As Sunny
Oh.
will reset that 5-digit to a 4-digit. Both players of Tirix and Sunny will trade. Sunny will drop again though.
Van Wilder's score is better than Sunny's.
Oji-san, no!
Oji-san
That's an
messing at the
elbow
LN.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the alarm bells are ringing. Philippines.
He's slowly going to equilibrium.
Tirix will trade it back. Sunny trades it back. Though Van Wilder, it might be the savior for China.
There's still like a 4,000 point lead. There's still quite a bit to go, but
Sunny.
Sunny did not have to drop again.
That's the worst
For stream
thing to
time.
drop. For the stream time indeed. Back into some L-lands though. Tirix will drop.
Turks dropping the ball.
Important drop. Van Wilder as well. Trades
Van
with
Wilder-
Sunny. Sunny will drop again.
Oji-san.
There has to be drop from
Oji-san.
China. OG Sun is doing all they can to hold. Van Wilder drops at the
Van
end.
Wilder-
How much time is there left though? 3,000 points.
Ah,
Is it it?
I think that's not gonna be it.
Is that
I feel.
It's it! 2,700! Van Wilder was able to hold on just long enough. Tiebreaker denied, and that sends China to a rematch against South Korea tomorrow. Sunday Grand Finals is China and South Korea.
This is the tiebreaker is not gonna happen as there's way too much damage on the Philippines side there. But again, Philippines though very well fought there for both of the players there, trying to stay afloat to get it to a tiebreaker, but it just fell a bit shorter than you would think.
Yeah, the stamina game definitely got to the Philippines as much as we want to see that tiebreaker, you know. OG Sun doing all they could, but Sunny just wasn't able to keep up with the match as it went on, and China, they were the ones to be able to hold on for a little bit longer than the Philippines. So a rematch it will be.
Yeah, it is a very, very iconic rematch that is for South Korea versus China, which happens like what, like 4 or 5 times at this point, which
Too many times.
Yeah, it's way too many times. It's just the battle of the East.
But yeah, this will be the first time since 2022 that China will have a shot at the #1 spot of the 7K World Cup, but they will have to take it off the hands of the reigning world champion South Korea on Sunday. But we do also have a show match, I believe.
Yeah, we do have a show match that also happens on Sunday, which I would believe it takes place at 10 UTC, which happens to be around quite a while, you know. But again, while you can see that South Korea versus China happens in tomorrow, which happens on like 12 UTC, the same time as this as the match progresses.
Yep.
We have a little bit of a buffer, which is going to be the show match, which happens 2 hours before the actual Grand Finals match.
But yeah, I believe that will do it for us, from myself and Mifa. You got anything else to add?
Yeah, again, well, we see a couple of things that are, you know, heartbreaks at the very end, but this time it actually goes to bite a little bit for the Philippines now, because we're not going to be seeing tiebreaker for the Philippines, seems like. And that after the 7-6 victory against Japan on the tiebreaker, they're not going to be seeing that again for Philippines. And now China will have a steep climb to battle against South Korea, which I might add, if China wins, that will also mean a bracket reset against South Korea. But that also appears to be another question, whether or not China is able to hang on against the South Korean juggernauts here.
Yep, so tune in back here 22 hours from now, 12 UTC, for the final match of the Oceania 7K World Cup 2025 between South Korea and China. We will crown a champion tomorrow. We'll see you all then.
This has been Mifa and Ravel. We'll be seeing you guys all tomorrow.